Did you happen to know that there are animals in the city of North Yankton in GTA 5? Or that from the city of Ludendorf you can also see the city of Los Santos? That's right, my friends. In today's video we are going for another GTA 5 trivia video, and in today's video we will be specifically talking about trivia, bugs, secrets or glitches from the city of North Yankton, specifically in Ludendorf. Got it? This city is very unexplored. I've already posted some videos here on the channel teaching you how to explore. I think there must be about 2 or 3 different methods, but still I know that there are many people who either can't do the glitch or simply don't have the courage to explore on their own. So in today's video I will bring a lot of things for you, and I hope to make it as complete as possible. Alright? So with that said, like, subscribe, and let's get started. Right at the beginning of the city, there is an image of a penis behind the Welcome to Ludendorf sign. If you go to the back of the sign, you'll see a drawing where you can clearly see the image. Very specific. There are some things that are more discreet throughout the game, but this one is not. Next to this carefully crafted drawing, there is graffiti written referring to that city being crap. I won't repeat exactly what it says because the video might get demonetized because of it. Additionally, even if you come here 8 years later during the Bury the Hatchet mission, the tire marks from the car that were here in the prologue will still be there. Speaking of missions, let's first talk about the prologue. The prologue takes place in the bank. Actually, I'm not exactly sure until today. I'm not sure if that is a bank or not. But what really catches the eye here, which is kind of strange, is that if you come here to this bank and you go over there to where the pedestrian entrance would supposedly be, you will see that it is on the other side. Like the NPC or the protagonist would have to walk a lot to get to the other side where the entrance would be for the bank or the security agency. Because the part where we exit there after robbing the bank and so on is actually kind of a loading area. It's not exactly where a pedestrian would have to enter. Also, still talking about the bank, there's something I've mentioned a lot here on the channel, but you may not know about it. There's a secret room in this bank that was never used. It would be a security area, you know, surveillance, security, etc. And within this mission, there are some dialogue lines that suggest that before we leave this bank, we would have to go in there and either blow up the hard drives or the computers, or take the hard drives away so that the security footage wouldn't be available. Just like this area here wasn't used, there's a part that is a bit strange. It's not possible to know for sure if it was meant to be usable or not. But here's the thing. In the hostage room, there's a reference to the strip club from GTA 4 called Hookies. So if you manage to zoom in, you can see the reference as the NPCs are entering that room. The second thing is, if you decide to come back here later with mods to confirm if the name is indeed Hookies, there's a part that you can see now that wasn't visible when the NPCs were entering before. And in that part, you'll see a very well-dressed woman who is definitely a conservative family girl. But what catches the attention of this image being here is not exactly the way the woman dresses, but the fact that the developers have placed this photo here, when in fact no one was supposed to access here, unless they intentionally put it here to be talked about when the computer version was released, because the guys already knew there would be mods to access hidden and blocked areas. Another cool thing is that the prologue of GTA 5 takes place around Christmas. I'm not exactly sure if it's before or after, but it's very close. You can notice this both inside the agency because you see some lights, Christmas trees, and twinkling lights, as well as in that part where there's the shootout and Brad falls to the ground and etc. If you decide to come back here later and explore with mods, you will see that one of the windows seems to have a Christmas tree inside, in addition to the balcony having some Christmas lights and etc. Going a little further ahead, there's the church with the cemetery. Here in front of the church with the cemetery, there's a request for help for a lost cat. You can even call there. This is gonna happen.
This number is no longer in service.
And if you don't call and decide to simply look at the rest of the sign and so on, you will see that there is a calendar of masses and everything. But this church here in North Yankton doesn't have bells like some other churches scattered around Los Santos. This one doesn't make any noise even though there is a schedule there of when the masses are and so on. The first and most well-known Easter egg discovered in the entire history of GTA 5 was most likely this frozen alien here in the prologue. If you come here quickly, even during the mission, if you go down here, you can see this frozen alien. I believe this one to be an alien, but it could be a human in a costume since it's the same costume we see at the cinema in Los Santos. Also, speaking of characters or something like that, there is a single animal that you can see in North Yankton, and that animal is the crow. It appears there in the cemetery, and I don't know, sometimes it may even seem like he is part of the scenery, but he's not. You can shoot and you'll see him falling there. Speaking of animals still, but not exactly a live biological animal, there is a giant beaver which apparently is the town's mascot. It has a sign here. Actually, I don't know what the term for this is. I don't know if it's a sign, if it's a board or whatever. That tells a little bit of the city's history. You can't read the story completely because it's covered in snow on top of the text. Another cool thing about North Yankton is that after the mission Bury the Hatchet, if you go to Michael's house, you will see a postcard, well, not exactly a postcard, you will see 2 travel tickets to North Yankton. And the coolest part about this is that these 2 tickets would refer to the trip that Michael made to North Yankton to try to stop Trevor from opening Brad's grave. But even cooler than that is if you look a little to the right, you will see a postcard with a picture of North Yankton, which is really cool, but at the same time it's strange because if you stop and pay close attention to this picture, you will see that this part of the picture that would supposedly be in North Yankton doesn't exist in the final version. You can see that there are several trees and such. It seems like on the left it looks like the beaver, but I'm not sure if it is or not anyway, but it doesn't seem like a place that is there in the final version of North Yankton. Also, a very cool point about this city is that Ludendorf has its own page on Life Invader. If I'm not mistaken, you can only access it with Trevor, I'm not sure, but if you come here with Trevor, I can guarantee you'll be opening his Life Invader, you'll see Ludendorf's page, and there are some mentions of the city, like saying there are 3 Amu nations there, among other things that even if you can't find, there are also some stories about things that happen in the city. For example, there's a post saying that it's 10 degrees there and that this is a very strong heat wave, since they are used to extreme cold. And better than that, there are also mentions of parts of the story, such as when there's a shootout at the cemetery, a post appears on Life Invader talking about this shootout and saying they haven't seen a situation like this since the bank heist 9 years ago, which in this case is referring to the first mission of the game. Also, a very cool thing that many people, I think 99% of people won't know, is that from North Yankton you can actually see Los Santos and Mount Chiliad. It's very difficult for you to see, okay? It's very important to make that clear. And that's one of the reasons for having this extreme fog when we're on missions in North Yankton, so we can feel like we're really in a completely distant place and not being able to see far in the game because of the weather there, that very intense fog. However, if you're using mods and remove all the fog and look at the exact spot of the maze bank in Los Santos, you can see the top of the maze bank. A little further to the side, you can also see the top of Mount Chiliad. It's very difficult for you to find, but you can. One curiosity is that in North Yankton they have their own cinema there. This cinema is inspired by a real-life cinema called Fargo, which if I'm not mistaken is in North Dakota. I'm almost certain it's North Dakota. I had even researched it, I forgot now as I am doing the narration anyway. And a very cool part about this cinema is that you will see the same movie posters here as the ones on display in Los Santos, regardless of the time period. Whether you can access this in the prologue or not doesn't matter. All the movies on display will be the same. Obviously the guys were reusing the artwork created for these movies and everything else. And another point about this city is that it is built only to be seen from the perspective of mission routes. That's why if you deviate from the route in any way, the mission fails instantly. However, if you are using some kind of bug or glitch to fully explore the city, you will be able to deviate from the predefined route and see the incomplete buildings, texture flaws, collision issues, like parts with low resolution. It's a very strange thing in addition to an image at the end of the city that only appears around 8:30 p.m. simulating a fully completed city. But in reality, it's a very low resolution image made just to deceive those coming from afar in the mission Bury the Hatchet. And I saved 2 really cool curiosities for the end. In fact, they are curiosities tutorials that are really sinister. That is the following: there is a way for you to get the frozen cars from GTA 5 that are the cars that are in North Yankton. So I'm going to teach you here the first glitch that you should pay close attention to be able to do, in case you want. There are 2 glitches in total that I will teach. In one of the glitches, we will be able to get the cars that pass on the street when we are driving there in North Yankton, and in the other glitch, we can get the car that Michael starts driving in the mission, Bury the Hatchet, when we do the mission with Michael. To be able to catch the cars passing on the street, we have to do the following. First, we have to start this mission through the story normally. That is, it can't be through the replay mission function. So we have to have just finished the surveying the score mission. And then with the Bury the Hatchet mission available, you will disable autosave, make a save game, and then disable autosave. And with that, you will catch and you will start the mission with Michael. When you start the mission with Michael, do the mission normally until you get to North Yankton. When you get to North Yankton, you will drive for a bit. You will get out of your vehicle and steal another car. This second car you enter is the one you will steal, the one that will appear for you in Los Santos. After you steal this car, you will kill the driver of a third car. When you kill this driver of the third car, you will get out of the second car and go near the third car. You will then explode the third car without getting into it. Just a very important thing, the second car you entered cannot be damaged, and when you manage to explode the third car while being close to it, the mission will fail. After that, you will press to exit the mission. After that, you will respawn in Los Santos, and then you have to find a way to run all the way to the golf club. club. You can't take a cab, helicopter, nothing like that. You have to run. You can try to hitch a ride on a truck or something to get closer, but you can't actually get in or drive any vehicle. Once you get to the golf club, you will start a round of golf. After the round starts, you will exit the game. If everything goes right, the car you entered for the second time in the mission, Bury the Hatchet in North Yankton, will appear here for you. This car will appear with all the snow texture even if you wash the car or do other things. That snow texture will never go away. The car also cannot be upgraded or modified in Los Santos Customs, but it becomes an extremely rare car for you. The other method I'm going to teach now is how you're going to get the main car that Michael starts driving in the mission, Bury the Hatchet. In this one, you have to be at the same point in the game, that is, at the same point of starting the mission, Bury the Hatchet. You're going to buy Michael's garage. He has a garage that can be purchased in GTA 5. If you don't have it, you have to buy it. Come here in front of the garage, put a lot of gasoline on the ground, grab a motorcycle, and try to enter the garage after you shoot. Then you're going to throw the gasoline, get on the motorcycle, shoot at the gasoline to make that fire go up, press to enter the garage. Then the character, in this case Michael with Tartun, will enter the garage. He will glitch. So, alright, you didn't enter the garage. After that happens, the minimap will disappear, and at this moment you won't be able to drive any vehicle anymore. Now you have to run to Michael's house. From Michael's garage to Michael's house, it's not very far. So you can go, I don't know, in about 5 minutes running you get there, and then you start the mission Bury the Hatchet with Michael. When you start the mission, your biggest challenge now will be to go to the airport, because you can't take any vehicle, you can't drive anything. You will have to go running, and even during this time the phone won't be working either, so you can't even call a taxi, but you run towards the airport. When you find a taxi on the street, you press to get in as a passenger, and then you can continue the mission. Go there as a passenger at the airport, get in there, and as soon as the mission starts in North Yankton, Michael will be spawned inside the car. You can hold to drive and it will work normally. The car will automatically leave North Yankton, the car with Michael inside, and will be teleported to Los Santos. When this happens, you have to open your map and go near the police impound. You can see the references with the path I'm following and all. Getting close to the police impound, then you just have to find a way to die or fail. So get away from the car so you don't accidentally blow it up. Get another car, steal one, or you can simply get into another car and get some distance. And when you do this, and press to exit the mission because the mission will fail, when you exit the mission, just go now to the police impound. When you get there at the police impound, if the glitch worked out, you will be able to get this vehicle. And then with that, you will have frozen rare cars for you to use in your GTA 5. There is also a glitch that serves to get the police cars from North Yankton. But guys, it is an extremely complicated bug, and worse than that, if you do it wrong, you will break the whole game. And there are many people who will not be able to reverse, and then they will blame me. So I prefer not to pass it on to you. And besides being risky, it is extremely lengthy. You will take like 20-25 minutes to do. It is very laborious. So instead, what I'm going to leave here on the final screen for you to take a look, of course, if you want, it's a bug on how to access North Yankton in GTA 5 more easily and with less risks. You can explore without mods. And in this video here, you also have a way to explore on PlayStation 4 and 5. This glitch doesn't work on the PS3 version. And that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you liked it, leave a like and subscribe. Until the next video, take care and see you later.